Shabbat Shalom. What is the best gift you've ever given? What is the best gift you've ever given? Now, I was thinking about that question because, God willing, this week on Wednesday, Rebecca and I will celebrate our 25th wedding anniversary. I know at Zedek that still makes us newlyweds. But 25 years is pretty good. And I think about all of the gifts that we've given to each other over those 25 years, the ties and the sweaters, the watches and the bracelets and the earrings, the aftershave and the perfume, the University of Michigan championship shirts, of which there have been many. Vacations, thank God. We've given each other some pretty amazing gifts. Now, I thought over the years that I may have taken myself off the hook for giving some gifts, because I'll tell you, two of the best gifts we've ever given each other. One was on Mother's Day in 2007. When Caleb was born. That's a pretty good gift. I thought I might be off the hook for every Mother's Day thereafter because of that, and I was wrong. And as if that weren't enough, I thought also on our wedding anniversary, what better way to celebrate our wedding anniversary than in 2010 when Eyal was born, on our wedding anniversary in 2010. So not only are we celebrating our 25th wedding anniversary this coming Wednesday, but God willing, Eyal will turn 16 and get his driver's license, and we'll celebrate that birthday as well. So I thought maybe I was off the hook for wedding anniversary gifts. As a result of that wonderful gift, I was wrong. So what's the best gift you've ever given? Because as I think about how incredible it was to celebrate Mother's Day with the birth of Caleb, and how incredible it is to celebrate our anniversary with Eyal's birthday every year, there is one more gift that Rebecca gives me for which I am profoundly and incredibly grateful. And it's not clothing, and it's not jewelry, and it's not aftershave. It's not even Michigan championship clothing, though I'm pretty grateful for those gifts. It's the gift of her time. And even more than the gift of her time, it's the gift of her presence within that time. It's the quiet conversations while we brush our teeth. It's getting caught up with each other while we're getting ready in the morning. It's the Shabbat dinners, when it's just the four of us. It's those quiet times when we're really and truly present with each other. Those are the best gifts of all. And as I look back on those 25 years, and please God, we'll have another 25 and then another 25 after that, those are the gifts that I cherish the most. Not just her time, but her presence within that time. We were early in our marriage, and we were celebrating, and we received an invitation to an older couple, which at the time may have been our age, but an older couple's anniversary celebration. And at the bottom of the invitation to the party, it said, "No gifts, please. Your presence is presence enough." And boy, did that line stick with me. Your presence is presence enough. And as we mark Parashat Nasso this week, I think that is profound wisdom that we need to lift up. I'll invite you to turn with me to our Torah portion this week, Parashat Nasso, as we make our way through Sefer Bamidbar, the book of Numbers. I'm on page 804 in our Eitz Chaim Chumashim, the very end of chapter 6 of the book of Numbers. And here what we see is finally the consecration of the Levites and their census, the celebration of the tabernacle, that portable sanctuary that our ancestors carried through the wilderness, and the reminder of the Levites' special role in serving that tabernacle that would ultimately make its way to Jerusalem, and of course the Levites' role in tending to the Beit HaMikdash, the Holy Temple. We know that the Kohanim, Aaron and his descendants, were a special subset. They were a family of Levites with a particular role from this time in our wilderness wandering all the way through the Beit HaMikdash, the time of the Holy Temple. And so on page 804, we're going to come across words that we've heard once or twice. The Eternal spoke to Moses. Now, verse 23. Speak to Aaron and his sons, thus shall you bless the people of Israel. So God is instructing Aaron to bless our ancestors. Say to them, the Lord bless you and protect you. The Lord deal kindly and graciously with you. The Lord bestow his favor upon you and grant you peace. We've heard these verses a few times. Right? We say it every time one of our kids become bar bat mitzvah. We said it just a moment ago for our graduates. And for those of us with children, we're blessed every Friday night on Shabbat to offer these exact same words, the ancient blessing of our people. It's kind of a funny thing, though, that God would tell Aaron to bless our ancestors, to ask for God's blessing upon our ancestors. Did you follow that? It's a little strange that God would instruct Aaron to bless our ancestors, asking for God's blessing upon our ancestors. But that's exactly what happens. And so if we look at the text, we begin to understand what it is that Aaron and Aaron's descendants, and now parents and grandparents, and anyone who has an opportunity to offer this ancient blessing to another person, what we're asking for. Now, our rabbis will come to tell us in lots of ways that the first of those three lines is about physical well-being, that we should be blessed with ample food, water, and shelter. That's what the first of those lines means. The second of the lines, may God's light shine upon you, is about long life, that it's actually a metaphor that God should bless us with long life. And the third one, that God should bless us with shalom, with peace, is actually really just code for asking God to keep us safe from wild animals and wild people. That God should keep us safe from all that threatens us. And so there are some who say that really this blessing is code for physical well-being, for spiritual well-being, and for long life. And I think there is an even deeper message relevant to us today in 2026. So we see it says, the Lord bless you and protect you. And then the next verse is, the Lord deal kindly and graciously with you. That's already interpretation. Because if we actually look at the Hebrew, verse 25, it says, Ya'er Hashem panav elecha, may God's face radiate light upon you. Vichuneka, and be gracious to you. What could it mean to have God's face radiate light at us? And then we look at the next verse, 26. Yisa Hashem panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. Yisa Hashem panav. It's the same word as in the previous verse, God's face. God should literally lift up, Yisa, God should lift up God's face and direct it toward you and bless you with peace. What does it mean to have God's face radiate light upon us? What does it mean that God should literally lift up God's face toward us? What is it that Aaron is specifically asking upon our ancestors? What is it that parents are asking for their children from God? What is it that we as a community are blessing celebrants and people in need with this special blessing? I think the answer is presence. Because what are we asking from God? God, you're busy. You got lots going on. You got lots of people to worry about. You've got a whole earth to run. That puts the busy in business. So in this moment, direct your face toward the one upon whom we are blessing. In this moment, let the light of your eyes shine directly upon them. God, what we're asking for right now is for you to be totally and fully present with us. And I think in there is profound wisdom. I think in there is profound wisdom. Just a few minutes ago, we got to celebrate our graduates of the class of 2026. We're sending them out into the wilderness. And it's a strange thing that we do in our modern times. We tell them, boy, it's been great having you present with us for the last 18 years. Now go. Now go. We're intentionally asking them to sever their presence from us and to go out into the world. And what world are we sending them out to? It is a world of incredible connectivity. Our kids are so much more connected than we ever were. I called my parents once a week when I was in college because I had to be by the landline, and they had to be by their landline. So when I say I called my parents once a week when I was in college, it doesn't mean I think that we actually spoke to each other once a week, but that we called each other. At least we had voicemail in those days. But our kids are so much more connected through text message and through social media. And in an amazing way, they get to communicate with each other and with us in so many more forms and so much more frequently than we ever did. Yet in the same time that there's this incredible connectivity in our world, we know that they're experiencing an epidemic of loneliness. At the same time there's incredible connectivity, there is an epidemic of loneliness. And why is that? I think it's because while our kids can connect with each other, they're not good at being present for one another. While they can connect with each other, they're not good at being present for one another. And probably to one extent or another, they learn that from their parents and their grandparents too. Because while you can be in the same space with each other, while you can even be talking to one another, we are not always present with each other. And so Parashat Nasso comes and teaches us a message. It says, when you are with somebody, lift up your face toward them. Now, how amazing is that? They didn't have cell phones back then. We have them now. And so what is everyone doing, whether they're walking around, whether even with other people, their head is down. And so Parashat Nasso quite literally tells us, lift up your face toward another person. Cause your light to radiate toward them. That's important wisdom. That's important wisdom for our graduates, for sure. But I think it's important wisdom for each and every one of us. Because while we are often together, how often are we really present with one another? I came across recently the story of a grandchild, a young adult already at this point, of a grandchild who asked his grandfather, "Grandpa, you're celebrating your 60th wedding anniversary. What was life like 60 years ago when you got married?" And the grandfather thought for a moment, and he said to his grandson, 60 years ago when we got married, if something was broken, we tried to fix it. And that went for people and relationships too. When something was broken, we tried to fix it. And that went for people and relationships too. Your presence is present enough. I'm blessed to be able to journey through life with all of you, with this incredible community, and what I see is amazing people who are present for each other, who come to celebrate the really good times And when you come to shul each and every week, we get to celebrate the anniversaries and the birthdays and the graduations, the bar and the bat mitzvahs, the baby namings and the brisses. And as a community, we also journey through the hard times. And I see how each of you, whether for friends or spouses, parents or children, hold the hand of a loved one in the hospital. Tend to the person who is in bed, ailing. And in those quiet moments, those most difficult moments, this community is so profoundly and deeply there for each other as friends and as family. We lift up our heads toward each other, and we shine our light at one another. That's an amazing gift these days. As we go forward with Parashat Nasso in our minds, allow me to invite you this coming week to ask, how can you really be present for somebody in your life? Because if time is our greatest commodity, presence is our greatest gift. Presence is how we make love manifest in this world. How can you be present? How can you lift up your face towards someone and cause your light to shine upon them when they walk in the door, when they wake up in the morning, when you go to bed at night, at those small moments throughout the day that make family and love and marriage and friendship so special, by lifting up your face toward another person and truly being present for them. That is a gift. That presence is a gift. And so, as Rebecca and I, God willing, celebrate our 25th wedding anniversary on Wednesday, as we celebrate Eyal's 16th birthday, I didn't get you anything. I'm just going to show up. All right, maybe I'm kidding. But perhaps for each of us, when we're really focused on our loved ones, when we really want to give the greatest gift of all, may we remember that presence, true and real presence, is present enough. Shabbat Shalom.